I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the hills of Fayette County, where the coal dust touched the sky, there's a voice out in the valley with fire in his eyes. When the big shots hide in silence, when the truth gets pushed aside, and John Marietta plants his boots, stands there full of pride. He ain't polished, he ain't perfect, he may stumble now and then, but when that mountain voice starts rising, folks start listening again. The room gets still, the liars sweat, the good folks gather round. When Hillbilly Jon starts talking, truth comes rolling down.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I'm back with my radio show slash podcast. And I want to thank you all for all the many views I'm getting. It's phenomenal. We keep on keeping on. We're in a little bit of different location. I got setting up the second office right now, and I just had to because I can't be everywhere all the time. But anyways, like I said, welcome back to the Hillbilly Jon Radio Show, where we talk straight, ask the questions the political class doesn't want to ask, and give everyday people a voice. Today, we're joined by Jamie Frost, and I'm going to get her last name wrong. I've done it 3 times already. It's Remmey.
You got it right. Yes. It's Jamie Frost Remmey. Yes.
The Libertarian candidate running for Congress in Pennsylvania's 1st congressional district in Bucks County. Jamie is not coming at this like another polished career politician. She's running as a neighbor, a citizen, and someone fed up with debt, endless wars, government overreach, the constant division tearing communities apart. And you almost sound like a hillbilly. But anyways, whether you're a Republican, Libertarian, Independent, or just plain tired of Washington, thinking it owns your life, this is a conversation worth hearing. We're going to talk about liberty, accountability, property rights, personal freedom, and why more people are looking outside the two-party machine for real answers. Jamie Frost Remmey, welcome to the Hillbilly Jon Radio Show slash podcast. I want to thank you for tuning in again. We have another one that we did, and we ended up losing the power right in the middle of it. We're gonna clip it and try to use some stuff out of it. But Jamie, I want you to introduce yourself a little bit to all the people that are listening. We're gonna push this all over the state of Pennsylvania, but we're really gonna push it hard in the 1st congressional district. So go ahead.
Well, thank you so much for having me back again. I'm so sorry that you are dealing with that nonsense where you're at. My heart goes out to you. My name is Jamie Frost Remmey. I'm born and raised in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I went to high school here and graduated from Conwell-Egan Catholic. I went to Bucks County Community College and then on to Temple University to receive my degree in communications. I've never, ever wanted to be a politician. I kind of felt called to it. I'm fed up with what's happening, and I can't sit around and not stand up for the people that I care about, my family and my friends who are struggling, and watching our politicians leave office millionaires from taking money from special interests. We have no accountability in government any longer. We are in endless wars. Our inflation is outrageous. And just going to the grocery store for me and my partner is, $300 to $500 every other week. It's out of hand. And I think that our politicians don't understand what it's like to be a real person. And I would love for us to start sending real people into office.
Well, I'm under the understanding, and this is a lot of times this is going to be the first time that voters got to hear from you. You described yourself as a neighbor rather than a politician, and I like that. What experiences from your work life Have you or have you feel that prepared you to represent more than 700,000 residents in Congress?
Well, I have worked, my last 10 to 15 years have been working within the legal field in the courts. So I've worked running a law office as a legal assistant and an office manager. I worked in the court systems with the sheriff's office as well as the court administrative offices. So I understand and the legality of things. So I think the legislature was something that I felt I could go into comfortably. I work with people and I have compassion for people. My professional life has always been at the service of people. I currently work as a group fitness instructor as well as a legal assistant because I enjoy helping people. I've always been personable and I'm ready to help. So I think that my career has only led me to this path, this journey.
I'm going to ask you something, and why libertarian?
I'm a libertarian because I'm a true believer in liberty and freedom. I actually said this the other day, which you know what, I want to see the little guy succeed. And the fact is, Libertarian Party, we're like the little engine that could. And our belief structures are very simple, but unfortunately are not held by either party. And it's about individual freedom. We don't see big government. We want if anything, a very small government where you have the opportunity to decide how you live your life without the interference of government, how you spend your tax dollars, because we don't need the income taxes. We have private citizens that can create charitable organizations and companies that can do much better at providing services and goods than the government can. I mean, our government's almost $40 trillion in debt. I don't trust them to manage anything. I don't want to keep giving them my money because it's being spent in ways that I haven't approved. So I think that the notion of individual liberty and fiscally conservative practices are a really good way to approach life. That's how I approach my life.
Okay, so when you're elected, I'm going to ask you this. What's the first thing you want to introduce as a bill? What would be the number one thing that you want to get in front of the Congress?
I honestly think that we need to tackle the problem of these omnibus bills, these pork-packed bills. We need one line item bills. We need to be able to have opportunity to sit down and discuss and read them. We need transparency. So you shouldn't be able to hide something in a bill. This is what Thomas Massey was fighting for. And I wholly believe that it's an important way to go about things because the public then is also confused by what's happening. So, you can throw accusations at somebody for not, voting on a bill because it has, let's say, an increase in pay for veterans, yet it's going to spend trillions of dollars overseas, creating war and killing children. That would be something that I think is really important, that we shrink the size of these bills going before the House and the Senate. And I also would like to see more transparency in campaign finance. We should definitely hold our representatives accountable for who they are taking money from and what legislation they're passing as a result of it. You shouldn't benefit from the legislation you're passing. And most of our Congress people are doing insider trading, and we'd go to jail for that, and they won't. And so they need to be held accountable.
I agree with you 100%. I just don't know how I don't know how you police it, because I mean, if you say like a congressman can't buy or sell stocks or can't, do them kind of things, they're going to form an LLC that nobody knows about from Wyoming or Montana or New Jersey or wherever, and they're going to use it that there's going to be no transparency at all, and that's how they raise the money.
I understand where you're coming from, and that's why I'm running, because we need people that are not accountable to big donors. We need real people, and we need to stand up, and we need to make our voices heard. There are a lot of independent voters in this country that need to get up and realize that we can't actually make a change in this country until we're ready to accept that change comes with new faces, and change comes with a little discomfort, because in order for us to scale things back, we need to hard stop a lot of things that are going on right now. The spending that's happening in this country is coming at the expense of the middle class here. We are losing our middle class very slowly. Some of the people who were considered middle class 10 years ago are one, paycheck away from homelessness. This is not the America that I grew up in. And I'd like to see us rein this back in. We need to figure out a way to make some changes, and we need to cut some money going out. And the first people that need to be cut off are, the welfare recipients overseas. We need to focus ourselves back here on the American people, our infrastructure, and make sure that we build ourselves back up to a strong nation again and be an example to the world. We don't need to be the bullies of the world. We can scale back our foreign intervention. We can be strong here, and we can help the people be successful. They can live out the dreams that they wanted as Americans.
I think that you're correct. Welfare overseas, we're probably going to have to do a whole show about that. That's unbelievable. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, why are we trying to make welfare states outside of this country? And the
monies that we're giving are supporting wars that we have nothing to do with, and we're making enemies. And I don't think that that our nation was founded on those principles.
I don't have a problem with people disliking us. I really don't. But the thing of it is all the things that are going on, and right now Africa is on fire. And anybody that knows anything about it, I mean, it's just like a bunch of, how do you want to say it? Groups of people that they just want power they want power over everything, and they're fighting amongst each other, and it's like a tribal conquest over there right now, and there's many children getting killed and starving, and I you feel so bad about this, but I think that we've caused some of this by funding
100%.
some of it. So
yes. And that's how we have this massive migration of people who are displaced from their homes. So we're in a really awkward position where our migration, the people that are coming into our country are fleeing because we're causing chaos in the world. Yeah.
I mean, my brother fought in the first Gulf War, Desert Storm, and he's not with us because of that right now. He wasn't killed over there, but the group that he was in, they all got sprayed with some kind of poison, and they just weren't able to figure out what it was. But they worked on it for years. But anyways, what I want to say is you think about it, we went over there, we spent all that money over there, us, the Australians, and I say the Australians because I love Australia, but anyways, but all the people that were involved in that, and then we just walked out and left, and we should have probably, I don't say we need to be the policing nation, but we should have been, there should have been something that we gained by doing that, and we really didn't, because now look what's happened with the Iranian thing now. I mean, it's the cause of, because we didn't take care of it the first time. During World War II, we finished it. But I know that people but we finished it.
Having constant conflict is making someone money, right? So
exactly.
It's a driving force of the powerful and the rich. And we're being lied to as a population of people. And and at this point, some of it they're not even lying about, but they have no problem saying that they're just going over there and killing. It's awful. We have no reason to be doing this.
You're exactly right.
We don't
can-
have a reason. We lead. I'm sorry, but when we grew up, we learned that the best leaders lead by example, and America needs to be the leader that leads by example, and we are not doing that right now.
No, and I grew up when I was a child. I can remember everything stopped every night because the Vietnam War was going on, but everything stopped every night. My grandmother had to watch to see, about how many boys got killed, and it because it was live right there, and that was the last thing. She had that was her way of being part of it, I guess. I think, and she, of course, she prayed for all the boys, but I think that we just don't have that no more. I don't know. I think
we are inundated with constant access to media and what's considered news. And those outlets have agendas because they have sponsors. So it's just,
exactly.
we're in a vicious cycle of a 24-hour news organizations that are pumping people full of propaganda, and nobody knows what to believe anymore. And with AI generated images, it's so hard to find out who you can trust. And that's why podcasts like this spring up, so that people can discuss these things in safe platforms, because nobody can say anything controversial on television anymore.
Well, since we went down that path a little bit, I think the data centers here in Pennsylvania, it's an atrocity what they're trying to do to our agriculture, take land, do things.
Yeah.
I'm all about prosperity. I'm all about being progressive, but I think this is something we need to we need to hold reins back a little bit more till we can get a better idea. Just because the Chinese have more than we do, don't mean we have to try to beat them at this. I think that there's enough intelligent people in the country that we can win these. I want to say battles, but we can make sure that that. I'm not saying that they're not necessary to a certain point, but I'm thinking we're using them for all the wrong things.
Well, I think that our privacy is at serious risk right now, and I'm so tired of the notion that if you have nothing to hide, then it shouldn't be an issue. But that's like saying because you have nothing to say means that freedom of speech is worthless. It's just a silly notion. You don't give up your privacy. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be fighting tooth and nail to keep that, because one day it's going to come for you. You might want it to come for the people you don't agree with right now, but it's going to eventually come for you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get on to the thing. Why should voters vote for you instead of Brian Fitzpatrick or Bob Harvey? You want to give me a couple reasons?
Well, the biggest reason is that I don't have anyone to answer to when I go there except the voters, because I'm not accepting money from corporations, lobbies, or PACs. I'm coming to the people and asking for donations from the people. So that is who I will have to answer to.
So you're not going to go. So you're not going to go into office as show up on a bus and leave off in a jet.
No, that's not my goal. My goal is to hopefully one day scale the size of the federal government so much that I don't have a job.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
I want you to think about something. This is just an off the wall question. Where do you think, and I heard something today about this, where would Washington and Jefferson and Franklin, where would they fall with all this? What would they do?
I think they would do what nobody wants to do right now. I think that I think that nobody wants to say it either. But listen, these people get into these positions because they like power. And
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with power. I'm really not. I am not impressed with money either. So I'm impressed with the individual's character and who they are as a person. And so I would never be courted by money or power. I am more concerned about what the people of my district would think of me when I came home to be part of their community, because that's what I intend to do.
So, I think you're going about this the right way. I think we have to limit the powers of Congress. We have to draw everything back down again. We have to. I mean, they have a specific role, and the role wasn't to get rich in Washington D.C. But it just seems like that's where we're at right now. I mean, people go to Congress and they. I mean, you have to think of some of the people and lady from New York. I think she's from New York. New York, there was the cocktail waitress, and now she's worth $20 million or something. Think about this. I mean, she only gets paid what, $170,000 a year?
Yeah.
How can that possibly be?
It's corruption, and it's disgusting. And honestly, it's not just the powers. Congress needs to actually exercise their powers, because they're allowing the president to make unilateral decisions without approval of Congress. And that's a problem. The reason that we have three branches of government is so that they can keep each other balanced, and they're not. And the scales are just not working in the right direction. They're all over the place, and they're not holding anybody accountable for doing any wrongdoings either. So they're not even exercising their power. They're basically taking up room and making laws to make us less free. And then they're benefiting off of it. So I don't know. I'm a little pissed off, and that's why I'm running for office.
So your district, how's the registration in the first congressional district? How does it lay out?
It lays out in such a spectacular fashion. I actually find it really intriguing, because I think that it lends itself to a third-party candidate when enough people are angry. We have, I believe, and I could be wrong, I know we're split very closely, Republican and Democrat. I believe we now have more Democrats registered at about 206,000 and about 202,000 Republicans, but we have nearly 110,000 registered independent and third-party voters in this district. They can stand up and come out in droves and swing any election the way that they want.
Well, a lot of people will say to you, running as a third-party candidate is all you're doing is putting whichever party has the most registration in office. But I'm looking at this a little different in your situation, because while you're 100,000 voters down, I really believe, like, you know what, that's a significant amount of people that they're registered third party in your congressional district.
Absolutely.
And so now what I've also found out is since I've been blessed with being in politics, we'll say that. The independents come out at a higher rate usually than what Republicans and Democrats do, as percentage wise. They might, if the Republicans voted 30% or 35%, and that's probably about what we're looking at right now, I would say, the independents will vote closer to 70%. So, yeah, there's definitely a pathway for you to be elected. There's no doubt about it.
I just need people to know who I am, and that's why I'm getting out there and trying to do as many podcasts or speaking engagements that I'm being asked to do, because I might not be the best at doing this, but I'm going to try, and I'm going to be sincere about it and let you know that really I just want to see a change, and we can't keep flip-flopping back and forth between the lesser of two evils here. The fact is that evil is evil. And if your candidates were better, then a third party wouldn't need to step up.
one of the things I'm going to ask you is, and I'll tell you this ahead of time, just so I mean, you probably already realize this about me. I'm probably one of the most I don't want to say it, libertarian leaning Republicans in my district. But saying that,
Libertarian is not a dirty word. You can say it.
well, actually, the Liberty Caucus of the Republican Party actually endorsed me to run for Recorder of Deeds. So, and they've been very helpful at a lot of different things. And I look at that as like kind of like the divide in the Republican Party. But anyways, I think I voted for President Trump in 16. I voted for him in 20, and I voted for him in 24. But what do you agree with anything that President Trump has done?
I'm not really thrilled with him right now. I think he's just, he's absolutely nothing like he was in 2016, and he's nothing like he said he would be in his campaigning up to this point. I can't see past the support that's going on in Iran. What's happening in Iran is so staggeringly insane to me. It is putting the financial security of the American people at risk. The spending is astronomical. Our inflation is outrageous right now, and he's only making it worse. And he hasn't said anything encouraging to the American people. Basically, suck it up. I'm your president, so suck it up. And I don't like it. And listen, I voted for Trump in 24. I'm so angry that I admitted that out loud, but I did. I did not vote for him in 16, and I didn't vote for him in 20 either. So
I really think that
I'm very unhappy with how he is serving the people right now. He is serving himself. He is serving his family, and they are going to leave office with a lot of money. And I am not happy with that. And it's all off our backs.
I'm not going to say that I'm thrilled with everything he's doing. I think that we need to, when we get involved in foreign wars, okay, somebody's going to make money in the States. There's no doubt about it.
It shouldn't be the president of the United States or his family.
And it shouldn't be none of the Congress either.
No, I'm not saying that, but we were just talking about the president. Nobody in our government should be making any money off of war, because then it influences the decision to actually go to war. And we shouldn't be pushing aggressive regime changes. You know, we learned this when we were children. You don't go somewhere and steal somebody's things because you want it for yourself. That's just not how I want our country to lead the world. We are a world leader, and we're behaving like a bully. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring it back to like childhood. They're simple conceps.
I think Afghanistan should have taught us a very big lesson. It actually, Afghanistan, if you look at history, I really believe Afghanistan crippled Russia. I mean, and then now they're in the Ukraine, and it's almost the same thing again. It's another Afghanistan for them. But anyways, we'll go and we can talk about
I don't want to see anybody at war, but the American people resoundingly are saying they are against this war, and it is making things very difficult financially for the American people. So I'm only talking about now. I have had a problem with every president since probably birth. So this is not the first president that I am unhappy with. So please don't get me wrong. Biden was a nightmare too. And what the Democrats did pushing Kamala in there is unforgivable. And the fact that they're standing on some moral superiority while they're doing the most undemocratic thing possible is ridiculous. But both parties are a sham right now, and we need to put our faith in people who are stepping up and just saying, I want you to know I trust you more than I trust the government. So I trust you to make decisions about your life and how your money should be spent. more than I trust our government. And that's it. That's my pitch for you.
Well, I will tell you, while I am a Republican, a registered Republican, I consider myself a Christian constitutionalist first.
I like that.
So I really believe that that's where we have to be. I think that the only way we change the country, and I firmly believe this, is with God and in the Constitution again. So where I was going with this is, I don't agree with the Republican Party very often anymore. But I think that I think what they've done is they've created they're trying to create an elitist atmosphere inside that party. So I'm that's where I'm at with that.
Okay.
But anyways, let's go on with something else. I really want to get on to the families and that are dealing with high housing costs, the grocery costs, the healthcare, the insurance. The insurance is unbelievable. And how about energy costs? And you're from Pennsylvania, and we're sitting on a mecca of natural gas, probably oil too. If we how do we fix this? How do we what do we got to do for the families in your congressional district? And this is the other thing too. I'm going to ask you with the same question. You're in the first congressional district, but that doesn't mean you can't help out people in every other district in Pennsylvania.
Well, I think that whenever government gets involved, everything gets more expensive.
Yes.
And there's more red tape to deal with. So
Yes.
why are we not getting government out of everything? They've made the pharmaceutical and the medical industry more expensive. They've made the electric, getting any type of power, electric, natural gas, and all of that comes with the regulations. Now, I'm not saying that that we should be irresponsible but you're going to regulate us into so much debt because it costs people too much money. When you have all of this red tape, small businesses can't even get off the ground because of all the licenses and that they have to pay in order to get their businesses up and running. I think that we're too much red tape that happens within the government, and we need to scale it back. Smaller government and private companies.
One of the things that I'm going to ask you is, you're in Congress and you got to eliminate something. What would be the first thing that agency or program that you would try to eliminate first?
I think that there are so many, but like you have no idea. I mean, I think that we have a real serious problem with the drug war. I think that, both the Drug Enforcement Agency and ATF could probably get some cuts. But the Department of Education is completely useless. All they do is cost money to the taxpayers, and then they make our teachers' lives harder. Because we have these bloated bureaucrats who are receiving six-figure salaries, making decisions about how complicated to educate, all the extra work that these poor teachers have to do. And then they don't even have the supplies that they need in their classrooms. Cut them. Let the schools have that money back.
I really agree with you on that. I do. I think that it's not the teachers. I really don't believe you're never going to, it's from the teachers, above the teachers on up, that causes all the problem.
100%. And how federal oversight on small communities never works, because you can't have one basic structure for everyone. So that's why these decisions need to be left. I am sure the people in your town have completely different needs than the people that are in my town. So why isn't your school system making those decisions rather than getting the curriculum from the federal government?
for the state
I don't know
government?
curriculum specifically, but I've never worked in the school systems that way, so I don't understand. You know, I don't understand exactly what they do. All I know is that it's complicating everything. Does anybody know what they do?
No. No, they absolutely don't know what they do. So
I think that they just make a mess of everything.
yeah, I think that we have to, and you're right. I right now I think about the price of food for everybody, the price of energy, the price of all these different things that you got to deal with on a daily basis. You have to deal with. You have to eat 3 times a day, or at least twice a day. You got to. I mean, most people do. Yeah, you have to drive a car, or pay for public transportation or something, and to get to work. You use energy, electric, all the time, and I think that we have to figure out a better way of we government needs to get their hands out of it, and I think you'd start seeing things a little different.
Yet we get taxed on absolutely every single thing that we do. It is astronomical. I mean, we had a revolution over a 3% tax, and we are now paying well over 25% of taxes. What are we doing, people? We are not patriots. Stand up to your country.
Yep. Stand up for your country. Stand up for your children and their children.
Yes.
And that's what we have.
I don't have children, but that is my biggest concern is I want to leave this place better than I found it. And that doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Well,
the standard of living for my nieces and nephews, they're not going to, the home ownership for them is going to be incredibly hard. The standard of living for people is slowly going down by generation when it used to be building up. What have we done? We hit a wall, and now we're going backwards.
Well, we're gonna close up today with this, and we'll come back again. I want to do another podcast. I want to do several of them with you. I'd like to get them. I'd like to target. We have that ability now, but I want to thank you for coming on. Give us some contact information if somebody wants to send you a $10 bill.
Oh, I would love that. You can find a donation link at jamiefrostremmey.com. I'm on all social medias, and my donation links are there. You can also reach out to me to volunteer. I need volunteers every weekend up until the end of July. We do have to get 5,200 valid signatures to get on the ballot. So we're shooting for about 8,000. We have a steep hurdle. So donations will go a long way because we are trying to get paid petitioners to help. If we can get paid petitioners, I'm pretty sure we're going to get on the ballot.
Do you have any kind of an idea where the number you are right now with signatures?
It's so hard to put an exact number on it because we're collecting in so many areas. And because my district encompasses a portion of Montgomery County as well. I know I'm over 1,200 at this point, but I can't be exact. So I'm shooting for 8,000, and that's my number.
What's the number you have to have?
What I have to have? 5,200.
Yeah, it goes by a percentage of the last election. I
think. Yeah.
Okay.
2% of the last vote get.
Okay, so one more time, contact information is up on the podcast, but it's Jamie Frost Remmey.
Remmey.com. Yep.
.com, and people can get a hold of you. We'll come back and we'll do some other things. I'm really glad that you were able to join us today, and thank you so much for what you're trying to do. People don't realize. I mean, I don't care if you're running for school board or you're running for president or whatever. People don't realize the sacrifice that you have to make to do these things. I mean, not only that, the person that lives with you has to make a big sacrifice too.
He's a trooper. I'm so thankful that he's as supportive as he is.
Yeah. And then it's a big deal. I mean, it is. People just do not realize. So anyways, I'm going to close up.
Thank you.
Okay. On this road called life, you don't drift, you draw a line. You take the good with the bad, thank God for both, and you keep moving forward. You love what you got, remember what you lost. Always forgive, but never forget what it taught you. Because truth don't bend and right don't answer to a crowd. To stand up for the widow, for the orphan, for the voiceless and the forgotten. Stand when it's hard. Stand when it costs you. Stand when others sit down. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God goes with you. So keep your boots steady, your faith in God, and your backbone steel strong. Keep your boots planted firmly, even in the valley of the shadow of death. Fear no evil. Hold your ground. Make it known. You don't bow to man, and you don't belong to this world. Stand tall. Walk straight. Never back down. And always remember and never forget, when in doubt, stand on it. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.